Good day, everyone. You're welcome to Cetro's blog today. And I am Dia Cetro. Beside me, I have Joket Tolu and Cetro.
Yes, you are most welcome to this live stream section today, and it's a pleasure having you around. It's time again. So today we're going to be discussing something that is very, very important and relevant at this time and age, especially for job seekers, for job applicants, and you can't just say I'm jobless now. It's all about, do you have what it takes to be employed, and that's what we're considering today.
And we have some persons that will be joining us in this conversation. Uh, we are actually partnering with Deep Talent platform to bring to you guys the opportunity to work remotely across the globe, whether you're in Africa, other continents of the world, Asia, and the likes of them. You have a place in the world to employ you and offer you the position that you might not immediately have in your immediate environment. So we have Okpayemi. Okpayemi, how are you this evening?
Hello, good evening, everyone. It's a great evening. I'm happy to be here. Good evening.
Nice having you. Although we would like to have your camera turned on, but let's start the conversation this way. We already know that the way the economies of this world has been dissected into two is that we have the developed and the less developed or developing countries. We have the less developed countries always referred to as the what? The global south, and the developed countries of the world as the global north. When you talk about the global north, you are actually referring to the countries like the United States of America, the UK, Canada, Australia, and the likes of them. Whenever you want to talk about the less developed economies of the world, that is when you begin to talk about the continent. I don't want to go into nitty-gritty of that, but you discover that the largest concentration of workforce that are able and willing to work are usually concentrated more in the global south, but they do not have enough job opportunities for them to actually demonstrate their skills. And this has led to the what a different kind of migration from the global south to the global north. And presently, they are beginning to feel the pressure. Yeah, the global north is beginning to feel the pressure of this massive exodus of youth, either from the continent of Africa, from the Philippines, from other parts of the world, into the global north. And as such, thank God for technology. Technology has come to reverse this negativity that comes with massive migration of talent from the less developed part of the world to the developed. And that is why we begin to talk about getting employed remotely, meaning that you do not actually need to leave the comfort of your continent, your country. You do not even need to leave the bedroom. All you just need to have is what? Some simple devices that can connect you to the world and your experience in whatever skill that you have gone to upgrade yourself in, either in the first walls of the school or technical skills that might not actually need the four walls of the school, but ability to what? To work remotely on technical matters. Now, the question is, are people really prepared? Are they really are they really well equipped to perform these tasks globally? That is what we're going to be discussing today. And I have Okpayemi. Okpayemi is back here.
Okay,
so the question is very, very simple. What are the IRAs in the global north? What are they looking for? That's why we come up with the topic, what global IRAs are looking for in remote job applicants. Because you already know that the numbers of graduates from the less developed countries or the developing nations are much, but you will discover that it's not just about having the numbers of graduates increasing. The question is, can they really perform up to expectation of what is expected in the global north? tonight we're going to be talking about how you can up your skill, up your game. If you are part of those that are seeking for employment in the global south, but if you are a resident in the global south and you are looking for employment, remote employment in the global north, there are certain things that you need to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Now, okay, companies are hiring for remote roles, but the question is that a lot of them ends up rejecting almost about 90 to 95% of those applicants that are coming from the global south. Why? The reason is because of certain factors that we want to be discussing today. Over to you, Joketolu.
Okay, and I think one of such factors is that Hreres in the global north, they seek proof, as in proof of your skill over claim of your skill. So you're not going to write in your CV, or you're not going to be claiming, I'm an excellent project manager. So they want to see the claim. They want to see, okay, I led a team of 18 across 4 countries or 4 continents, and we're able to achieve our project result in about 95% uptime, the time delivery line, and a project of 5.5 billion or 5 million US dollars was executed. They want figures, they want proof. They just don't want you to say. So that's one major thing. Right here in Africa, people can do CVs. I'm proactive. I'm an excellent communicator. I'm a go-getter. They'll tell you all the things, but they don't have proof to show. So one thing, Hreres, if you have to work in the global north, they want to see proof of your skills. They just don't want to see the claims. I think that's the number one thing, and there are still so many others as we go on today.
Okay, Ibrahim. What would you have to add to this?
Oh, okay. From my end, I think basically what the Global North IRAs, what they look out for basically is someone with the technical know-how. So you don't just bamboos and write a lot of stories English in your CV or your resume. Just like Madam Cetro said, she said it all. Okay, you should be able to state it there, like, oh, 2024, I handled the project XYZ, and along the line, we experienced some challenges, and this is what we're able to achieve. You give reasons for someone to believe that, oh, this person has the experience, not just on the paper. Another thing I think, I think might be a challenge again is, do you have what it takes to work remotely?
I think I'm having some market. Okay, you can continue.
Yeah. So another thing is, some of the things they might want to consider is, are you capable to work remotely? If this person, if you engage this person, can this person have a quiet environment to work diligently and provide full support to the necessary team he or she needs to provide support for? So these two are what I see as some of the challenges IRAs might actually face, or what they might consider as a concern for them before they pick up an IRA, a talent, please.
Okay.
Thank you so very much, Okwemi.
Thank you so very much, Okwemi. What you are saying is actually a very, very good one. But let's start from this point. Before anybody starts delving much into who you are, what you have to offer, if it's possible for you to deliver, to fill the role that they are, that they are recruiting for, the first impression that always lasts to determine whether they are going to dump your application or move forward with you is your CV. I've seen a lot of funny CV across the globe. In short, I have sat down morning to night reading through lots of resumes and as an HR consultant, and I'm like, if this lady has spent 10, 15 years. Yes, I'm talking of people with experience, 10, 15 years, and this is the best that they can use to present themselves globally. Nobody will take you serious. We all know that CV is not the benchmark, it's not the total benchmark of your performance. But what opens the door? The first thing that opens the door is your CV, the presentation, The expectation of the IRS is that for someone that has spent up to 10, 15 years, even from 5, 7 years, you are considered as someone that has experience, as a talent with enough experience that they should expect more from. But when you now present such a level of experience with just a single pager of a resume,
That's what we see.
I'm like,
Are you for real?
do you mean that 10 years of your life, all the best you can just give to an IR that wants to fill a space, wants to fill a particular role in an
no, let me come up with hands-on experience. Actually, we are in the HR space and we recruit for various companies here. So I was actually recruiting for, is it a project manager or a project assistant role or something? And the IRR, the owner of the business, had to reach out to that. See, Mexico, why is this happening? This person just brought a one-pager and she's proving that she's into this. She's a project manager. It's scary. How am I going to believe? Is it not just a maybe? So it's a total no. You're coming with a one-pager, what's it called, CV. Although the CV is not the total yasta, but that's just like your facial expression. That's what presents you. Before they see you, they just see some persons just at a glance. Once you see their CVs, once we are going through our screening, once you just see your CV, this is going to be a good fit. He has the skill sets, the culture fit, and every other thing. So I think that's really key.
So if you are opting for a remote job anywhere in the world, please take note. Your first level of presentation, the way the global IRS size you up first is not actually the main thing they are looking for, but the first thing that determines whether they are going to step up with you or continue with you is the fact that if your CV is saying something below standard, nobody will consider you. Now, let me bust your bubble. Everybody is beginning to shout, AI is a good thing that is happening to the world. But let me tell you, because of the large numbers of applicants from the global south that are seeking for better employment in the global north, recruitment agencies like Deep Talent Platform cannot, cannot do the nitty-gritty of one-by-one scrutiny of 600,000 job applicants, 600,000 resume, 1,000 resume per day, and the likes of them. No, they have employed AI. For example, Deep Talent Platform is using automatic what's called AI vetting to sift the CVs that are coming in, so that it reduces the stress of the human that will now later go through those ones that have scaled through the first order. The painful thing is that large numbers of brilliant talent from the global south, they are not scaling the first order, which is CV screening. Why? Because it's either the CV is so scanty, not properly worded. You are seeing somebody that is coming to undo. You are seeing somebody that is coming to undo projects for a company in the global north, and you're already making a lot of mistakes. Nobody will take you for.
Okay, and that takes me to the next thing. Okay. For global works, rely a lot on excellent communication. Good. Because you're not going to be there. So another key thing is excellent communication, written communication. What's it called? Your emails, your proposals. Are you good? Are you excellent at your grammaticals? Do you know what punctuations? I've seen cases that people just post anything. No, I don't want to go into some cases. We are in HR. We see a lot. Some person, they don't know simple tenses, the right punctuation, the right. So if you want to go for global jobs, remote jobs, you have to be excellent in your communication skills, both verbal communication and written communication, because you're going to be doing lots of mails, lots of writing, lot of communications, and nobody will be there to guide you, but you have to own it yourself. So you have to be up to date on that.
Okay, let me quickly chip in this. As a result of the challenges that we notice with respect to poor CV write-up and the likes of them, Deep Talent, you can quickly search in on this, www.deeptalentplatform.com, has provided a sophisticated AI assistant to help draft your CV. You understand? So for global standard vetting. Now you can head on to www.deeptalentplatform.com to see what they have for you. Okay.
And Deep Talent Platform, it's not like just a job for Deep Talent Platform. It's a workforce, as in it's a cross-border talent platform. It's not just a recruitment platform. It's an holistic platform that does a lot for you as a talent and as an hirer. So it's a place you have to visit. Just log on to www.deeptalentplatform.com and you're going to. It's a safe place to be. It's a must place to be for job applicants and for hirers. So just go there. I think it's on.
Okay,
online.
I think we have Emmanuel on board now. Emmanuel, how are you today?
Fine, sir. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Ma. It's really nice to be in the studio with you guys.
Okay. What has been your experience from funny CVs that people throw to the global community?
Oh, when first of all, you can say from the format. I think from the format is the first one. There are some CVs that from the moment you open them, even if the person is eventually going to write something sensible, from the moment you open it and you see the structure, it's just a throw off. It's like, no, this person doesn't their work isn't arranged like someone that is that talent that an organization will be willing to hire. Another common issue is spelling errors. Some don't. I think a common one is that we don't know what you did from your past organizations on your CVs. It's just like, oh, I was this and that. I was this and that. Okay, how were you beneficial? How are you beneficial to this organization? Why should we now hire you? There's nothing. Just say, oh, I was this at this place. I was that at this place. It doesn't tell. There's nothing really telling about. Okay, these are my capabilities as a person of this proficiency. I think that's another common one. Some missing contact details. Okay, I've gotten your CV. Your work is good. No phone number. No email. Nothing. No way to reach you. How am I? You've used your own hands to shoot yourself. So these are just some of the few common ones that we see. There are other much more technical, but these are the common ones. Spelling errors, missing information, contradicting information. You hear the email address that is there is not the email address I'm using, or the phone number is not even going. So no way to reach at all.
That's the word that is always surfacing. When you need to contact them, the phone number is not going.
It's never going to.
And
These are just some of the common ones.
Have you experienced this particular one? Anybody that is working in HR space, this is resonate. You see someone is applying for a job simply because they've seen certain amount of dollars, thousands of dollars that are there, and they have done their calculations in their local currency, and they discover that, wow, this is. Emmanuel, can you mute? I think I'm getting feedback from you. Okay, good. So, so many of them, they've seen this and they are trying to apply it, not because they are competent, but because of the monetary value that is involved. Lo and behold, you begin to see funny computation of age. Someone is saying they have spent 10 years, and by the time you do your calculation, you discover that this guy finished university, concluded his university education at the age of 9. So you begin to wonder, where is the place of integrity amidst applicants that are seeking to work remotely? So those are part of the challenges that are easily noticed by AI, and they are filtered out immediately. So what will help anybody that is coming from the from the global south to get placed easily? Number one, your integrity must not be in doubt. So please take good note of this. Okay,
another thing is ownership mentality. So let me throw more light on this. When you're working remotely, you are the boss of yourself. You don't have managers to monitor you. So many people do write it in their CV. I'm able to work without supervision. But when it comes to the real thing, they are not able to work without supervision. So it comes down to the fact of still integrity. If you know that you are somebody that has to be coerced, you have to be told, do this, do that. You can't work remotely because they are not going to be policing you. They just give you your to-dos each day. You just have all that is expected of you. And you have to meet up. Hey, you just have to meet up. You're welcome, sir. So you just have to meet up with all you have to do. So nobody is going to come. You just have to say, okay, I'm the owner of this business. How much do I intend to make today? What's going to be my profit, my loss? How will I mitigate my loss? How will I maximize my profit? You do it as if it's your own. That's only when you can work remotely. But if you have this I don't care attitude, I'm not at work, I can't kill myself, Jerry, like most Gen Zs. It's not, no. You can't work remotely because you have to really be hard on yourself. Even when no one is watching you, you know that the invisible cameras are watching you and you want to give it your best because you are the owner. So another thing is ownership mentality. Know you're the owner of that job, especially that role you're given. Give it all your best. Give it all it takes so that you get the best of outcome and you'll be able to go further to the next level. I think that's so important.
Okay, that's a good one. Ibrahim, what's your take on this? Hello, Ibrahim.
Yeah. Okay. So, like we all have all said, well, everybody has spoken well. Because sincerely, we have different set of persons. Some people, it will look as though you forced them to apply for a particular job, and they will just, my uncle says you just applied, and they just come up with one or two lines and just push it up front and say, yeah, I've applied. They should pick me or not. So like the nonchalant attitude towards work is a no-no for a remote job. Like I mentioned earlier, if you are planning to land yourself a good remote job, you should have some certain things in place. You should have a good internet network, should have a good system, a good laptop system or computer system. You should have a conducive environment where there will be no distraction whatsoever, where you can put in all of your efforts, all of your attention to ensure that you're actually discharging your duties appropriately. Now, if you can achieve all of these, you are winning yourself not just the job or not just a good grade or a good rating. You are actually developing yourself and becoming a master for yourself to become a better person in future. So that's my view on that.
Okay. Dr. Ojo, we have Dr. Ojo in the building. So,
you're welcome.
Dr.
You're
Ojo,
welcome, sir.
so what's your input on this with respect to what IRAs are looking for in talents that are applying for jobs and in the, in the global south?
Yeah, hello everybody. Hope you are all doing well. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm trying to get myself together. All right. Yeah. So in the global job pool, employer, regardless, let's put it this way first. Regardless of whether you're applying online, whether you're applying in person, you want to be sure that we're in that age now where everything is competitive, right? Where nobody really care about what you carry or the certificate and the experience, even the skill you say you have in your resume. You can put everything in the resume, you can load it up and stuff like that, right? That will only get you passed through the gate. All right. You pass through the gate and you get inside to meet the person that will actually now start testing you. Even from the gate, from as you are entering the gate, they start testing you, not to test you on what you don't know, but to start testing you based on what you have said you have. Right? You understand what I mean? So because we're in that age where anyone and everybody can put anything in the resume and make it so strong and winning and all of those, right? Because if you actually have passed through the process of getting employed, which means you should have gone through resume building classes. There are classes where they teach people how to write resume, right? You should have gone through that process, right? You should have gone through uh, 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 simulating your employment interview and all of those. So you should be well packaged, right? So we all know when you are going through that resume class that they tell you that you must tailor your resume to the particular job, to the particular organization, which means if you're applying for 10 jobs in 10 different companies, your resume, you should have 10 resumes because it's for 10 different positions and it's for 10 different companies. Or even if it's in the same company, but it's for different positions, you should have individual resume for individual position you are applying for. So like someone like me, I will have like 100 resumes because I'm just applying all over the place, right? I've been there, done that. All right. So what are we saying is that you are told at that time to tailor your resume to particular industry, to particular job, to particular position. So as an employer, for example, myself as an employer, I already know you already have your resume loaded up. So as you are entering the gates, coming for that interview, because your resume has gone through the first stage, and the second stage is for you to be interviewed. So as you are entering through the gate, that's when we start testing you based on what you say, you know, what you've written in your resume. We start testing you. All right. If you say you are good with time management, we start testing you to see when did you get to the gate, right? Because you should be in front of me, or you should be in the waiting area at least 10 minutes to the time, right? That's it. If you are not there 10 minutes to the time, you're already late. So when you're entering the gate, we know because we want to see when you get to the gate. You have to be at the gate by 30 minutes because you don't know where you're going, and then. So what am I saying in essence? That we are looking for people that not only communicate that they have skills, but can prove, can practicalize, can demonstrate that skill. All right.
Okay.
For example, many years ago, many years ago, when I finished my graduate school, finished my master's at that time, and I was applying to jobs. I was applying to every job and any job in the United States. I was even applying for citizens job. I didn't even care whether it's citizens job or not. I was like, this position, I'm good at it. I'm applying. County job, citizens job that they will never give to anybody. It's only citizens. Even the citizen, they will still look at what category do you fall under, that kind of a thing, right? So I applied for one job in one county, and they told me, yeah, come for the interview. I went to the interview. My interview was sit down on that computer and do XYZ. You say you know how to use Excel. You say you know how to use PowerPoint. You say you know how to do in your resume. Okay, sit down there and do that. So I did all my best, and that's why I know that even Excel has levels, has stages. You know what I'm saying, right? Because you could do a lot. And that, I think that was one of the things that prompted me, because when I actually did my doctorate in business administration, I actually used Excel for my data analysis. Because from that day, I knew that, oh my God, Excel is deep and I am good at it, but there's a lot that I don't know. So I had to go get more knowledge, right? So what are we saying is that employers are looking for people that can communicate the skill that they have and can practicalize it. Right? It's not just in theory. Like they will say super ego are good on paper, but when they get on the field, we don't want that in the real world of work. We want people that have the skill, can demonstrate it, right? We want people that have integrity, integrity, right? We want people that have integrity, right? We don't want the Gen Z that cannot even be cautious to tell the employer that, okay, I'm tired, I'm fed up, I'll be leaving in 2 weeks. But the one that we just say, I'm out, and that's it, they are gone, they are no. We don't want those. And there's a way we know them when they come for job interview, right? We want people that are resilient, right? Resilient, not just physically, but mentally, all right? Because there's the world of work is very it's very easy these days, but it's mentally draining these days because you are dealing with a lot of people, especially depending on organization you are working for, right? Some organization could be so diverse, all right? And you have diverse people with diverse background, right? Like people working with you, working on the same job with you from several countries, with several background. So and then they're asking you communication, the way they reason, the way they, you have to, it's a lot. It's draining mentally. So if you are not resilient, you're gonna quit because you're gonna think they don't like you or whatever. But it's like that's their background. They are coming from they are bringing their perspective. You have to bring yours, and then you have to be able to collaborate, right? You have to be able to agree and disagree without getting into conflict, right? So it requires a lot of resilience, right? Mental resilience. So, and emotional intelligence is another one, all right?
Good.
Emotional intelligence is very key to working in any organization right now, whether it's in person, working in an organization, or working remotely in an organization. Emotional intelligence. People getting fired these days because they don't have emotional intelligence, because you only take one complaint. In some organization, you only take one complaint, and you don't have, there's no time for you to explain yourself. You know how you thought this, you know how you think that, you know how this happened at home, you know how you had some issue, you know how your laptop didn't work, all those kind of things. Yeah, they are genuine and legit, right? But some organizations just don't have time for that. So from day one, can you get along with everybody? Do they like you from the very minute they see you? Do they like you? Yes or no? And then it determines if you are in or out. And even if you get hired and they think they like you because you kind of put on how you put on clothes and look good when you're going for employment. So you put on the smiling face when you're doing the interview, you put everything on your brain, you answer all the questions and everything. But in real life, a little pressure make you go crazy, make you lose your temper, make you lose your cool, that's going to come out on the job. And then they don't have time for you to fix that. So they're ready to kick you out right there, right? So it's important to get on board with all the skill, right? Get the skill, be able to prove it, right? Be able to communicate it, right? Be able to demonstrate it, right? Have emotional intelligence and be resilient. I'll leave the rest to Cetros to continue.
Wow, you really did a nice job there. And why this is very interesting that we have to listen to you is because you are not residing in the global south, you are residing in the global north. And based on you are an employer of labor, you are exposed to some of the best employers of labor there in the United States of America, and it's worth listening to you. I want to believe that you still have more in your arsenal to deliver to us this evening. But let me quickly chip in this. A lot of talent from the global south are always flouting part of the point you mentioned there, which is delivering excuses. A lot of people, a lot of talent from the global south wants to work for the global north, but they have failed to recognize that the hirers in the global north are not ready to listen to stories. They are not ready to listen to excuses because they do not hire you to come and give them excuses. Oh, my laptop is faulty. Oh, there is no electricity in the house. They don't understand that. Some of those kind of complaints are strange to them because they expect you that you you are the one that actually applied for this job, they expect you to be so responsible to your what? To your task, in the sense that you ensure that everything that will make you comfortable to deliver the set goal is there. So I'm in traffic. I came back late. Oh, there is no electricity. All those flimsy excuses. Oh, maybe there is I'm having malaria, this and that. They don't want to listen to all of this, and that has been creating a lot of challenges for employers in the global north, seeing that some talent from the global south are filled with excuses and the like. So they want to see that whoever they are going to employ is not going to be coming with baggages. Okay, to step forward, we have Mr. Josh in the building. Josh is the founder and CEO of Deep Talent Platform. And as such, is filled with experience, is also residing in the global north, and with his experiences when it comes to recruitment and the likes in the global north, we want to be tapping in today. So, Mr. Josh, what would you say is one of the topmost kick-off when employers discover such in these applicants that are coming from the global south to work for them in the global north remotely?
Good evening, depending on good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. It's my pleasure to be here. Okay, I want you to reframe the question again. Are you saying what are the hirer from the global north? What are they looking for from the applicant?
Yes.
From the global south?
What are they looking for in the as qualities in the life of the talent that are applying from the global south to work with them, and what are the things that piss them off when they discover in the character or attitude of those coming from the global south?
Okay, yeah. I think I missed the contribution of Dr. Ojo, but we are here. I think the underlying factor is about trust. The number one factor is trust. Whether a hirer from the global south or global north or the applicant is from whichever way you are coming from, the underlying point is I want trust. Yes, trust to be established. That's the starting point. And let's start from the position of, okay, even within the so-called global south, the hirer is global south, the job applicant or the employee or the employer and all that. Number one, they want profitability, right? Your attitude, your contribution, and all that. Now, when we now move to the employer is in the global, is in the Western world, while the employee is in the global south, like Hreres or South Africa and all that. From my own experience, let's even say out of 10 staff that have engaged from the global south, the percentage is around 40, 60. Let me put it that way. It's quite unfortunate, because you find out that the culture in fact, that is the whole essence of why that dichotomy is there. This one is global north, that one is global south. It's because of some of those. It's because some of those differences are there in the first place. They are there in the first place. You find out that when it comes to issue of trust, it is high in the global north, while in the global south is low. When it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to even attitude to work, I'm trying to address it holistically rather than just going direct. Because when you find out that, like I've experienced the two, you find out that the people's culture, employee culture to work in our in the south, global south, to productivity is low. Meanwhile, here it is high. They expect you to come early, no late coming. Unfortunately, back in the global south, people take things with levity. They come late to work. They take things with levity. Yeah, even the attitude to work is poor. I know it's improving. It's actually improving. So as an employer from the global north, they want productivity. They increased the bottom line. They want quality attitude. They want coming to work promptly. They want issue of trust to be reduced to BRS minimum. So when you want to mention it like that, those are the, yeah, I think I was discussing with someone about 2 days ago, and the person was sharing with me that where he is working in North London, I think there are about 30 of them, because of the system they have put in place. And a whole lot of employees in that company, they happen to come from the global south, like Philippines, like Indians, and all that. You now realize that even the most efficient employee, they are the ones that are still, you know, they are good, they are very in terms of performance, but because they still like coming late. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are good. Yeah. They can perform. This is a discussion about in the last 48 hours. They are good. They can do the job, but because of some of those attitude, like you go to the toilet, you stay there for more than 20-25 minutes, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Very well.
Yeah. That you heard. There are some. You are taking pictures, you are posting it on Instagram, or you are taking pictures, others are there. You know, some of those attitude, it does not resonate with employer. Yeah. But when we are now narrowing that to specific, maybe saying remote job, because the explanation that I just explained now, that's not remote job, right? So in the for remote job, whichever way, they still want you to get to your desk. If it is 8 o'clock, let it be 8 o'clock. If they give you your target, you know, meet your target. Then they want the issue of trust, you know, to a reasonable height. And it's just like those basic things. Keep your work, work the work. Do you understand? When you say you want to do this, do it. Yeah, those are the basic things I know will still continue in this engagement. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so very much, sir. Let me come in by saying what this person responded. Says 90% of the time that she rejects applicants, not because of competency challenge, but because from what they have given to her, she doesn't trust them much that they can actually perform the needed task without being watched, without being supervised. And I understand where Mr. George was talking about the issue of trust. Majority of the IRAs in the global north, they have this issue of trust with respect to, if I hire you, will I now need to be running around to ensure that you do what you are expected to do without supervision. And the basic thing that determines how far an employee or a talent we perform with an organization is basically on this issue of trust with respect to performance on the job, whether someone is there or not. A lot of talent in the global south, they don't have that culture of taking ownership without being supervised. A lot of person wants to be told, carry this pen, put it on the paper, and turn it this way to write an A. In the global north, they don't have such time wasting processes. And as such, for those of you that are listening or watching this podcast, you need to have at the back of your mind that the global north is not a space where whatever that is assigned to you as a task to perform, they will never come over, they will never bend over to be reminding you for delivery. Because as at the point that such tasks are being meted out to you, it is assumed that it is done. They are not looking for people that will come with multiple layers of question, rather solutions and suggestions to make the business take the next level. So, Toluwani wants to say something.
It's just like Mr. Josh mentioned earlier, cultural fit. That's what Mr. Josh was trying to address, like cultural fit. The IRS in the global north, they'll look at it, do you fit into their culture? Every organization adds this hallmark of humility, respect. Respect is reciprocal. You have some persons, they can't collaborate. Another one is collaboration. Can you work? Are you a team player? Most people, they just put it in their CV, I'm a team player. No, but they go solo in the process of...
You know why they go solo? They themselves, they are the team.
In the process of executing a project, they will delay others in that team. They don't know how to collaborate. You are the one delaying the delivery timeline because something is on your desk that you ought to do at time T. You've not done it. You're waiting for time Z. So that's it. They are going to look for that. Can you work as a team player? Can you collaborate with others? Are you humble? Do you listen to instructions? That's being humble. That's being teachable. When you're wrong, do you accept it? And it's part of you having emotional intelligence, being able to control yourself, your emotions. It's not that I have had talent come to work with heavy emotions, and they approach the clients, the customers of the business, like even the clients had to say, for real, what if you have such emotions? Why were you on duty today? Because it's just like you're telling me I don't have to come to this business place today. So such things will not be accommodated. So that's cultural fit. Do you have respect? It's not that you'll be fighting in a team.
Let me quickly chip this in. In case you're watching this video and you have interest in working remotely from the global north, from the global south, you want to work for IRAs in the global north. Most of the time, it's not your skill that is having the challenge. What might be giving you the challenge is you need to work on your attitude. The certain silent culture that is misrepresenting the value that you have to give to the job, which is what we're talking about. If you do not have the team spirit, you need to read up. You need to work on yourself on how to work as a team. And working as a team is the fact that nothing must be stuck at your table. Nothing must be stuck at your table. It's not when the processes are moving on, it gets to your table and it's staying beyond necessary timing. The turnaround time is the killer code for IRAs in the global north. You need to work on that. Then emotional imbalance. A lot of people, a lot of talent from the global north, from the global south that wants to work for IRAs in the developed countries, you really need to work on yourself with respect to emotional intelligence. A lot of persons bring personal issues into the business environment and that coagulates around them to affect their job performance. Mind you, the global north is not a space to pay you for your emotional damages from wherever you're coming from. All they need is value addition, because they are exchanging something for something. They are exchanging monetary reward for your ability to really perform your task, and that well. Now, with that being said, we need to now ask ourselves, what are the numerous ways we can help these talents from the global south so that they can actually portray themselves properly and position themselves properly for the for the job opportunities available in the global north. So I want Dr. Ojo to answer that question.
Can you repeat that question again, please?
Okay. What would be our likely advice to talent in the global south with respect to what they need to do to improve themselves so that they can offer their quality? Because majority of them, they are very, very talented, but it's all this cultural misfits that is going to be a challenge, or that is a challenge to a whole lot of them. So what level of advice do we have for them?
Yeah, so first thing I want to say is that everyone and anyone that wants to succeed in anything must have a mentor in that area, period. All right. So I know that the world or a lot of people will kind of tell us go get degree, get certification, be certified, be a chartered accountant, be a project manager, have a PMP certification and stuff like that, right? Have a license as a doctor, as all those are great. Be an IT specialist, have a CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, or CCNP, and all of those. I've been there, done that, right? Those are great, right? But I think above all, what you need most, or what you need first, is to have a mentor in that particular career or that field that you want to go into. If you want to succeed, you must have a mentor in that area. So after you have gotten a mentor, then you can now start talking about gathering the skills, because your mentor is going to guide you, right? He's going to tell you what skill to focus on, what certification to go focus on, what they're actually looking for, right? For someone like me that have a resume that is up to like 15 pages, I still have to squeeze it, and I need to narrow it down to 2 pages. You can imagine how serious that is, right? And the employer is not, they don't really care about that 15 pages resume. Not that they don't care, but that's yours, right? That's mine. What they want is the output, is productivity, it's value. What they want is collaboration. It's someone that get along with everybody, right? It's someone that the moment you show up, everybody is lighted up. Not when you show up, everybody is like going to the toilet and bathroom, and like, you just don't have that positive vibe. When you have that energy, everything is energy, right? When you show up, can somebody feel your energy and be like, yeah, this is where I want to be. Yeah, I'm going to get something valuable from this. Oh, you showed up and everybody just want to be like, oh my God, they just come. And believe you me, it's not until you speak, it's not until you be in a place for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 10 days. Between the first 30 minutes, you will communicate with your energy, even if you don't speak, even though you don't have opportunity to speak. And they can perceive more than you think you are communicating, even without words. All right, because you communicate, we are energy, we have energy in us, we vibrate at a particular frequency. And once your frequency is not in sync with the current frequency around that place, yeah, you either don't belong or they'll probably just get out and just leave you alone there. So those are the things we are talking about, right? So that cultural fit that they mentioned is very big. All right, it's very, very huge, because cultural fit is not is not the same for every organization. And when we talk about cultural fit, because I've had that a lot, even in the organization I was working for, and I got to the point I start to hire people and stuff like that. Then we start hearing those kind of terminology, cultural fit. When you are unemployed and you ask, because you are authorized to ask if you are not employed after the interview, and they tell you that sorry, we don't hire you, you have the authority to ask, like, what did I do and stuff like that. And if they tell you that it's cultural fit, you need to know what does that actually mean for that organization, which will be different from another organization, the same context. All right. So it's not that, it's more than just the coming late alone. It's more than just the being independent alone. It's more than that. It could be you don't listen. All right. You could have the skill, you could be doing the job, you could be on time, you could be getting the job done perfectly, right? But do you listen? Even when you're doing the right thing and they say stop, don't do it. Do you listen? Or you just say, well, I'm doing the right thing and I'm trying to meet the timeline, and you just stay, right on it, but you're not listening to what they're telling you, and you could get fired for that, right? So cultural fit could mean a lot. So when you are going to a particular organization, it's a good thing we are talking about this now for those that are listening and those that will listen later. When you are going to a particular organization, when you get hired, or if you are trying to get hired by a company or an organization, one of the things you need to look at is cultural fit. What does it mean to that organization? All right. If you have mentor, your mentor should help you to go and do background research about that organization you are going to know what cultural fit means to them, and tell you, so that you actually know that before you actually start applying, or before you go to the interview, or before you resume on your first day of work. So what you need, like I said, first and foremost is a mentor. Then go get the skill. All right. When you get the skill, make sure you practice and you are able to demonstrate those skills, not just on theory, not just certificate. We don't really care about that paper. We care about you being able to actualize and practicalize what you said you have obtained, what you have written in your resume, what is contained in that certificate. Can you do it? Have you done it before? Do you have experience on it? That is what you now determine what Mr. Setro is talking about being independent or dependent. All right. So if you have skill and you have experience and you have hands-on experience, we shouldn't be talking about independent or dependent, because if you are not independent, it means you don't have the skill. It means you just have it in theory. Maybe you just copy somebody's resume. Maybe you don't have the experience. And that's what we talk about trust, right? If you put it in your resume, you must be able to demonstrate it. You must be able to practicalize it. Otherwise, you already breached the trust already, which is why in the first time I spoke earlier on, I was talking about from the gate. If it's in person, it's from the gate that they start assessing you based on what is contained in your resume. All right. And then if it's virtual position, a remote job, you're going to be having the interview like we are doing right now live. And looking at you alone, I can write a book just looking at you, because your energy is going to vibrate. Definitely. Right? We're going to know if you can handle pressure or not when we start asking you questions. We're going to know if your resume is somebody's resume, or if you just put it there from AI. Because when I start asking you a question, then you can't really answer, or you are looking for, you are not confident, you are not bold, or your answer doesn't correlate with what's in your resume, right? So trust comes in right there, right? So that's what we are looking for. That's what needs to happen, right? Get a mentor, get all the skills, be able to practicalize it, know what cultural fit means, all right, for that organization. And then the rest should be easy. And then be professional. Be professional, all right?
So
be professional. That professionalism covers a lot of things with your attitude, how you react. That's professionalism. If you are not professional, yeah, it's just gonna not work out. All right.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ojo. Before another person comes up to talk about another angle, I quickly need to make example of this. There are two candidates that came in for the same position. Let's say candidate A and candidate B. During the interview process, candidate A was very fluent. All the answers were top notch and they were sounding as if they were coming from some world class renowned textbooks and it was just fitting in. Then the IRA from the global north asked the simple question: what is your experience in all these years that you can tag as a failure, a failed experience? You know what came out instantly from candidate A? It was a very well structured, detailed storyline that ended up in happy ending. They moved to candidate B, although looking not that well polished, looking not well fitted in several areas, managed to answer the questions that were given to him. But when it got to the point that he was asked, what was that aspect of your experience that connoted failure? He was silent for several seconds. And when he started talking, it was as if he deliberately wants to lose the job because he gave a rundown of his inability to meet deadline that almost cost him his job. The question now is, amidst these two, who would you have chosen to work for your organization remotely? If you happen to be in the what's it called, in the global north, Mr. Josh.
Okay, there are two questions. The one we were discussing that Mr. Dr. Ojo addressed, and this is another one. But you want us to address this one you have just stated, right?
I want you to address this.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, this is how I look at it. If you ask every champion, irrespective of the field of endeavor, they will tell you they have failed in the past. Yes, they will tell you they have failed and how they come back. And for the first applicant that mentioned how he failed and he bounced back, obviously is the way to go to me, right? The other applicant that was saying, okay, almost missed deadline and all that, missing deadline and how your experience of failure and how you bounce back does not correlate. If I will probably go for it's not probably, based on the way you just put the scenario, I will go for the first applicant. Let me answer that. Meanwhile, I still need to say one or two things regarding your first question. Thank you.
Okay. You come to that. Dr. Ojo, who will you go for as an IRA in the United States of America?
So, thank you so much. You said the first candidate responded. The question was, what was the experience that can be harmed or that can communicate failure in the past? And the first candidate gave a storyline of what their failed experience was with a happy ending. But the second candidate gave response that just communicates all kind of negativity and all the stuff that didn't go well about them, but is that all they communicated? They didn't say anything that they learned from that?
He communicated that that part is this. He communicated what happened, what that his own scenario almost cost him his job, and he learned from it. He enumerated what he learned from it.
That's candidate B, right?
Yes, candidate B.
All right, great. All right, so I will hire candidate B. You know why? So that question always comes from most job interview in the global north. At least to my knowledge, I think that kind of question always comes. So the number one is that when they are asking you such a negative question like that, they are not asking you that question directly for you to answer. You know, there's what we call connotative and denotative or answer, right? They're not asking you directly that why, what did you do that is a failure, right? Even though they're asking you directly, but that's not what their intent, all right? Because there's nobody that has not failed before. In fact, failure is the roadmap to success, all right? If you read what's his name that created electricity, Albert Einstein, right? All of them, they have made mistakes. Faraday and all of those, right? Even Steve Jobs made a lot of mistakes. He's not immediately. Even Elon Musk, go and ask him. He will tell you how many times he slept under his desk and stay overnight working, slept under his desk and continue once the day break, right? That's how he came about creating that mobile home that he's selling, because he was living under the desk for many years to be able to continue working immediately. So he's always there before all the employee arrive. So you can't say you didn't come late because he didn't go anywhere. He was right there, right? Anyway, that's just by the way. So everybody has failed before. Dr. Joe has failed before, right? Yeah, I've failed before. But what the employer is asking to be on track with the question, when they say what is your failed experience, what they're asking is that they want to know, of course, to be honest, they want you to be honest that you have failed before, right? So accept responsibility. They want to know if you are the type that will accept responsibility for your action. That's one thing they want to know. If you said you've never failed before and you just gave a fantastic story of your success only, I begin to suspect you. You become a suspect for me as an employer, because I'm like, oh, you've never failed before. You must be God. You know? Only God has never failed, right? All right. Only God has never failed. Maybe we don't know, but because it's God, we cannot see his failure, right? Even his failure is like a magic to us. It's like a miracle, right? So I'll start suspecting you. All right. So we want to hire somebody that take responsibility. All right. In my mentorship class, that's one of the things I mentor my mentee. Responsibility. That's what leadership is all about. Responsibility. Did you fail? Did you own up to it? Did you accept? All right, great. Then the next thing is not just that you accept your responsibility. What have you learned from that? All right. In project management, at the end of the day, we do that stand up retrospective meeting, right? What did you learn? What was the lesson learned? What did we learn? How can we improve, right? Yes. So we want to know if you learn anything, right? That's very, very important. If you did not learn anything, I'm not going to hire you, all right? That's why I ask, what did the candidate B do? So if you learn something from your mistake, from your failure, then you accept your failure, then you point out that this is what I learned from my failure, and what action did you take? Have you take action to improve on that failure? All right. So if you communicate that you've learned this and this, and this is how you have improved, or this is the action plan. Watch my word, action plan to improve on that failure, so that failure does not occur again. All right. If you can communicate that to me, you're already winning my heart already. You're already getting close to what's it called? 80%, 90%. All right. So then the other thing is that we want to know, once you have the action plan and you can communicate it. Yeah, I mean, you're already getting too close to 90. I think you're already at 90 because you are already good, right? So that is why I'm going to pick candidate B, because candidate B talk about all the failure, right? But he talk about the lesson he learned, all right? But another thing is that you didn't tell me if he demonstrates action plan to improve or if he has actually improved. So I need to know if he does that, if he has done that. If he's doing that, then I will hire him. But if he just communicate that, accept his responsibility, communicate the lesson learned, I will still hire him if that's the only two options I have, because the candidate A only gave good story that with a happy ending. I don't think he accepted responsibility. I don't think he tell me anything that he learned from that. It just make me feel good. I don't want to feel good. I want a result. All right. If I want to feel good, I know what to do to feel good. So just give me what you are going to do to solve the problem. What's your emotional intelligence? Demonstrate that. How do you handle the problem? What have you learned? What will you do next time?
Thank you so much, Dr. Joe. Okay, going forward, once you hear me say, okay, I'm telling you to round up. Okay.
All right, just give me the time. If you want me to speak for 1 minute, just say 1 minute. I know how to keep the time.
Now, Emmanuel, what's your take on this?
Who will you hire?
Emmanuel?
Yes, I can. I'm here. Okay,
So
can you hear me?
What will you hire?
Candidate A or B?
1 minute.
Okay, I think first of all, with every I've been privileged to be around founders a lot, and I say one thing that they always look forward is to the continuity, the long-term feasibility of the organization. So whoever you're hiring is not a task, it's not somebody to just do tasks. It's somebody that okay, is this person going to be favorable for the long term for this organization as we scale? Why am I bringing this up? Because when you want to hire someone and you hear, okay, when they bring out their problem solving skills like that, you'll be able to know, okay, this person has potential for for long-term feasibility of the organization. So I would pick candidate B mostly because there's the desire to improve, the desire to work on themselves, and there's a path forward. They made provisions for a path forward, an action plan forward. They are looking ahead. They are honest. We've been talking about integrity a lot. That shows is a good show of integrity. That yes, I have made mistakes. This was my mistake, but this was how I'm trying to overcome it. This is my plan towards making sure it never happens again. So candidates B.
Okay, thank you very much. I love that aspect of honesty, integrity is a key word. So if you're watching this live stream and you want or you intend working globally, remotely, please do note that one of the outstanding traits that hirers in the global north are looking for is integrity, trust. Can they trust you? Do you have integrity? Can they rely on your word? Does your A means B and your B means nothing? Okay, Ibrahim, what's your take on this? Who will you pick? Candidate A or candidate B?
Okay, based on the scenario you painted, first of all, the candidate A, you didn't give full narration of his response or her response, but you said he gave a good, a long story or an interesting story and with a happy ending. However, the candidate B gave followed with a star approach. So interestingly, hirers they tend to want to test or weigh the intelligence of an employee by asking this question. Yeah, when they ask you what is your strength, they know you want to sell yourself very well. Now, them asking the question, what is your weakness? What is that particular task you did or that project, and how did it go through that you failed or that you. So the candidate B actually, based on your narration or your scenario, he or she stated the situation, the task, the action that took place there and the result or the take home, which is, and at this point, I took home that going forward, I should have done this better. I should have, taken note of the time frame, or deliver the job at the appropriate time, and you know, all of these attributes shows that he or she, or the candidate B rather, paid attention or was cautious about that situation, that moment. Like, wow, this is a big mess up for me. I need to tidy it up. I need to do it better next time. I don't have to make this thing repeat itself. So I think I will go with I'm not thinking. I said I will go with candidate B because candidate B actually follow through with the star approach, and that is a yes for any hirer. Except otherwise, candidate B just said that for saying sake. Sometimes we all know these things, and we just try to showcase them during interviews only, and not in the real life sense. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone that has responded with respect to this question. Shockingly, this particular scenario happened, and candidate B was selected. And when further probing was done, that why will you employ someone that is not even as fluent, as intelligent as the first candidate? The first candidate was more fluent, more intelligent, smooth talker. He has done his research and all those stuff. And even while I was talking, I mentioned the fact that some of his responses were like coming straight from international textbooks. Whereas you now ended up picking someone that was not as presentable as the first candidate, but based on his record of failure, whose presentation was even damaging to him. Like, why will you be revealing all this about yourself, to the point that is connoting that you might not have the capacity to deliver on time because he failed to meet deadline? You know what response we got from the what's it called? The selection officer. He said, candidate A might be a very good one, might be knowledgeable, might be a smooth talker, which is needed, but the issue of trust. Candidate B was not talking like somebody that prepared himself for such questions, but he gave a genuine story of his defect and how he learnt it in a hard way, and what he is going to do, or what he has been doing, to ensure that such never occurred. That remote job, we are saying this for all those that are following us online globally. Remote jobs are solely hanging on the percentage of trust that can be delivered into your hands. They want you to do their job without being around you. The geographical location is so wide that they cannot even come closer to monitor what you are doing. And it is expected that your delivery does not need time-to-time monitoring. So it is always vital that we have this at the back of our palm, that it is more than intelligence. It is all about integrity. It is all about honesty. And it is all about ability to manage time. That's where we are moving. That's where we are moving to now. Time. Mr. Josh, how do you guys in the global north value time management in selecting candidates, in selecting talent to pick up roles in the organization?
Yeah, we've been there as an applicant, as an employee, and as a business owner. And when you went to employ or after your interview, there are factors you consider. You rate it: time management, integrity, consistency, communication, outlook, and other. It's not just one part, right? But yeah, we have resolved the last question, whereby someone that was said I almost miss a deadline, or the first guy that, it depends on, maybe he was a smooth talker and he did not say the truth. Like all of us must have gone through that at different time. That, okay, tell us your failed past or experience and all that. And you stated it genuinely, but you did not stay at that. You now profile solution, what you did, and now the story, how the experience, you overcome it and you are able to solve the problem. Because that's all of us in this room. I want to believe at one time or the other, we must have faced that question. Did you say the truth? And it's possible you say the truth, but you didn't go further how you address it. Like the first guy that said, okay, he almost missed. It's true. But it's true, right? But what did you do that made you not to miss your deadline? Because what I'm trying to say is that, okay, this is the issue. Maybe that a customer called, but what did you do that, transform the negative experience to a happy ending? That's one. So when it comes to selection, there are lot of factors that you consider. Now we are looking at time management. Whoever that cannot manage his time cannot manage anything. That's how they see it here. If you cannot manage your time, you cannot manage yourself. You cannot manage your money. You cannot even manage your energy, which is the most important thing. That's the truth. And here, in fact, they don't, Dr. Joe will confirm this. No excuse. And time, that is to say, you are not even respecting yourself and you are not respecting other people. That's how they see it. So in terms of time management, it's no. It is no. Look at it. It's like a production center whereby you finish your shift at 10 p.m. You are producing to the whole world or to whichever way, or to a region. Yeah. And the person who has been working will close at 10. He will close and go. You now come late. The production will stop. So a whole lot of things is at risk. Because there are some production units that if they stop it for 1 minute, for them to even start again, it will take a whole lot. So it is no. So also in any sector, maybe people in health sector that they are attending to, maybe you are attending to a client, so to say, and you now close 10 o'clock, the person that's supposed to resume, maybe a doctor, or in airline industry, it cut across. So time management is everything, and they take it is a priority. You cannot meet it. It's no. Thank you.
Okay. This question is still to you. You are the founder of Deep Talent Platform. So, in what have you put in place in selecting candidates that will not come with this kind of negative baggages when time for placement into numerous jobs in the UK and the US comes up?
Okay, thank you very much. Fantastic question. That's the truth. And it's just like a plain devil's advocate. I'm just trying to be funny because you know what we have done. We have Deep Talent Academy web, right? And it's even we are not even going to stop at just an online academy. We're trying to even have it like a university. And we have already, it's set up already. And we have one Dr. Yomi who is handling that. So like what Dr. Ojo said, which is mentoring, is still part of training, is part of coaching. But just really beyond having Deep Talent Academy, whereby applicants or those that are already employed and are doing the work that they deliver and they meet, they perform, is going to be a constant training. And also we attach them to mentors, right? And you can even imagine the kind of collaboration we are having now. For instance, like I Train Africa, right? Who have consistently been training the so-called, who will be the applicant, the employee, right? Right. So for what we are trying to do, not even what, or how the system we have put in place is whereby applicants will be well mentored, will coach them, a structured training that they will need to undergo so that it will be a happy ending when eventually the employers, hirer in the global north, eventually when you are hired, because it comes back to us, it's going to haunt us. If any of our candidates is found wanting, the idea is okay, if anything happens, we replace within 24 hours or within 3 days, that will replace. It's just like we don't want that to happen. That's why we say 1% of 3%. So it's going to be constant training. And it's not even just placing the talent that we have already trained. We'll be training them every now and then. We'll be training them. In fact, we will assign them to mentors like Dr. Ojo, because that's the way to go. Irrespective of, Dr. Ojo said something that, okay, you are a chartered accountant, you are a certified financial analyst, standard, good. I understand some of those, but we came out from that background. Before you are say, okay, you are called a chartered accountant, it's not just maybe accounting, like it's not just because you are an expert in the accounting field, or when you came out of the university, you see your certificate. It's not just, they say, in character, not just in academic. You have excelled and you have been examined, both in academics and in character. So that is what the system that we have put in place. We have Deep Talent Academy, where employee will be training them and retraining them, will satisfy them and resatisfy them, will assign them to coaches who will coach them depending on your area, right? That is what we want to do. In my previous, in one of the banks that I work, which you know, Sterling Bank, in fact, what they were doing, they set aside how many, we call them S gap, if you remember, Setro, S gap.
Yes, very well.
Yeah, it's not just they were training them and training them very rigorously. They now assign them to specific staff, senior staff that have excelled, that have all the virtues that they need, right? They now assign them to EDDs, to head of this, who have proven themselves over the years. So these are the similar structure to make sure that they become a better person. Let me tell you this. Yeah, you are an excellent staff, you are this, you deliver consistently, the talent you are given, you scatter it every now and then. Yeah, it's great. Your contribution to the bottom line is very exceptional. But who are you becoming in the process? It's also very key. Who are you becoming in the process? So the idea is, okay, you perform, you do this, but a coach will not just, okay, saying you excel. Beyond that, you are better, you are improved, and you are well tailored, you are well structured for that what you are doing. Like I don't know what you guys have discussed before I join you guys, because there are basic things that the global north hirer are actually looking for beyond trust and other. The starting point, you know, when you come to technical and digital proficiency, I don't know whether you have discussed around that.
Yes, I
You
was
see,
going to say that. No.
yes, that's, you know, in fact, that's number one thing. I know no, it's not number one, but it's very critical. But maybe you cannot even handle Asana, you cannot handle Steam, you cannot handle the Zoom and all that. It will piss people. No matter how intellectual your level of intellectual sagacity, but the basic technical this thing, you can't put it together.
That's good.
It's no matter what you, whether if you have if you have integrity, and the first thing you cannot even put basic digital thing together, you are like a beautiful woman in the dark now. So of course, and you are winking, who will see you? So that's the thing. So that digital proficiency is very important. That's part of our training to make sure that people basic digital operations you are able to deliver. You can adjust yourself. What do you have is very very important.
Another one that Mr. Josh is the advocate for is AI literacy.
Yeah.
So are you going to use AI to increase your productivity? Do you know the extent to which you use AI? Do you check what AI is giving to you? Because AI has limitations. So it can improve your productivity. Then do you automate repetitive tasks? So it's not that you have tasks that AI can just do for you. You are still doing that. No. So that's what IRS are looking for. Your ability to be able to put some tasks on just AI that will just take over repetitive tasks for you. But AI asks questions. There has to be a human surface to AI whereby you check, meet all that AI is doing, and you make sure it's really accurate. But you use it to increase your productivity. I think that's what we suggest.
You know what the journey we are embarking, it might look simple, but it goes far beyond that. Yeah, we see one of the Secretary of State in the US that was saying, that was before now. Yes, he was saying anytime they are discussing, in fact, they just relegate Africa to the background, or maybe just assign like 2% Africa, you know. And I think you have had once you say you are like, that's even the question I'm facing now. And most of this Western world, they say, okay, you are recruiting from Africa. They have a bias in the first place. That bias is there. Though there are some of them who have tasted how fantastic some of our migrants from the global south, what they are doing, the great stuff they are doing in the global stage is especially in the US is fantastic. But when you say, okay, you want to recruit from Africa and all that because of cost, because it's not even about cost, especially for some of these finance boutique houses and all that. Once they hear Africa, the first thing is they have that biased mind that would they be able to
perform
ahead beyond performance? Would they be able, like the cultural fit we are talking about, would they be able to be digital savvy? Will they be able to be? There's some still believe that AI is for the Western world. They believe AI is an alien thing to the people coming from the global south, right? So,
Mr. Josh, let me cut in. Let me cut in here. I was actually discussing with a business founder, and I was taken aback when I looked at some of the staff they had in that organization, and I'm like, some of the tasks you are doing, AI can actually do this faster and better. And the owner of that business said, I have my reservation about AI. I was like, what? You have your you have your reservation about AI? And to cut the long story short, there was a task that they needed to perform, and for 2 weeks, not not even 2 weeks, for about 4 months, for about 4 weeks, 4 weeks they could not deliver. And I performed that same task within 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes. And I'm like, if a business founder is talking this way, there is need for mentorship to a large numbers of persons. Thank God that large chunk of what's it called of talent in the global south are now waking up to utilizing AI to speed up their work, to deliver more quality jobs. Now, Dr. Ojo, you coming in as a mentor to some of these talents, what have you been collating with respect to utilizing, as in with respect to mentoring this talent, especially from the global south that relates to Africa, Philippines, and the likes of them? What do you have in your arsenal with respect to building up, mentoring these people to know how to use numerous AI for specific projects?
All right, that's a very good question. So at Uplinks Ojo Global, we provide mentorship services. That's one of what we do. We do a lot, right? So I will go straight to the point so as not to take our time. All right. So the goal of Uplinks Ojo Global Mentorship Initiative is to provide a well-rounded candidate, right? Be it youth, be it adult, be it employer, be it employee, be it administrator, politician, whatever. Whoever you are, if you come to our mentorship program, our focus is to build you into a well-rounded person, right? So we have to be aware of the downside of AI as well as the impact of AI, right? Productivity, which is very great, right? And I can tell you that my experience in the military, even before the military, taught me that 2 minutes is very, very long, and you can achieve a lot within 2 minutes, right? I'll give an example. When I was to go to the United States and apply to graduate school, and I was chatting and communicating with my professor, and I was trying to be very sure that I'm going to get admitted to that program. And when I got the employment letter, and I was told to go to the embassy for visa processing, and I was trying to ask my professor that I wanted to know, will they give me the visa or not? I want to just be sure if they have communicated to the embassy that, yeah, I'm a good candidate and I should be allowed to come for that studies many years ago. I think that was in 2010, right? So my professor told me, and I'm quoting, he said, your first 2 minutes is what's going to determine if you are going to get that visa or not. So I said, okay, I left it that way because it was by email, right? It's not like now that you can call anyhow, it's by email. So I took note of that. So 2 minutes, that's when I started knowing the power of 2 minutes. It's very long and you can do a lot in 2 minutes. All right. So when I joined the military, we ask you, our physical training is like 2 minutes for push-up, and you have to meet certain requirements. I think depending on your age, I think for my age for many years was like I have to be able to do 75 in 2 minutes to get 100%. Right. So there's a scale for that, right? So that I came about 2 minutes again when I joined the military. I was like, 2 minutes? There must be something about this 2 minutes, right? So that sunk into my brain. Right. So now with our mentorship, my connection with our mentorship program is that when I said well-rounded individual, I'm linking it to that 2 minutes. Maybe it's linking or not. It depends on how you are looking at it, right? But that's my perspective, because if we just focus on one direction narrowly, it's not good. That's kind of what that person is saying, that Mr. Sestro shared the experience that they are like, oh, I have my bias about AI, and then they struggle. And what they're supposed to do within how many hours? It took them many weeks and very long, and they couldn't achieve it, right? So we cannot ignore AI. At the same time, we cannot neglect the downside of AI, all right? But regardless of the situation, what we are looking for is productivity, is can you deliver? Are you achieving? All right? Are you delivering value? All right? So
Okay.
we now focus our mentorship program. I know you said, okay, I'm going to wrap it up now. We now focus our mentorship program on, we focus on leadership, all right, which is very broad, all right, and which everybody needs. And we also focus it on, forward thinking, forward planning, emotional intelligence. We focus in we build that model on pillars that once you go through that model and you have good grasp of those understanding of those pillar of our mentorship initiative, you can fit into any organization easily and without any headache, and you can make us proud. So I think it will be a good thing for the deep talent to look at the opportunity to see maybe they can send us some of those talents. I can promise you we can help you shape them so that they can make the deep talent proud, because we have what it takes. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so very much for that. And that is to reaffirm the fact that there is going to be a meeting between yourself and the founder of Deep Talent. I will communicate that to you so that we can close in on certain dotted lines. Okay, now we've been talking about numerous aspects of what hirers in the global north are talking of. But because of our time, we just want to summarize. Can we, under 1 minute to each person now, can we tell us the aspect of communication? What are the employers in the global north looking for? Um, do I have Ibrahim here?
Yeah.
Okay, so get ready. You say something after Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you have the floor. Emmanuel,
Yeah, can you hear me?
yes, we can.
Okay, so I just wanted to confirm. Can you just quickly reiterate on the question?
Okay, with respect to communication, we are talking of what employers in the north are looking for. So, in less than 1 minute, with respect to communication, what are these employers looking for in talents that are applying for remote jobs?
Okay, so I think the biggest would be proactive communication. That's communication that does not require prompting to occur. Communication that okay, if there's something going on, okay, before it's everyone going to come on, before there's a meeting, okay, reach out, okay, this is going on, this is what I've done, but I need follow up on this, I need feedback on this. You don't want things to hold up because you're not able to communicate ahead. That's one. Two is clear communication, clear and concise communication. You don't want to have communicated but you're not being understood. That okay, I've done this, but the person is reading and like, there's not enough information in your communication status for me to understand the feedback you are expecting from me. So that's that. So we have clear and concise communication, clarity of information. They should be able to understand promptly that, okay, this is what this person is asking for, this is what they need, this is information that is required, so that they can respond easily. I think that's majorly what I have on that.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibrahim.
Okay, like Emmanuel mentioned already, clear, concise communication is very, very important. Secondly, detailed communication is very, very important. You don't expect the recipient of your message to start reading through the lines and start on trying to phantom out what you kind of mean for your message or the message you've actually sent. You don't expect the person to start reading geography from what you've written. If you're saying, for instance, you're trying to say there should be a meeting tomorrow, you don't start beating around the bush by saying we're likely to have, we might not, we might this, that. Hit it straight down so that whosoever is receiving the message or whosoever is picking up the message can say, oh, this is what this person has actually said. Now, in terms of you writing a report or passing a message, because of course, if you're doing a remote job, it has to do with reports. Yeah, you have to give out reports on time to time basis or day to day basis. Whosoever is picking up your report should be able to understand clearly what you've done so far, what is outstanding for whosoever. Probably it's a shift job who's picking up your job next. Should be able to say, oh, this is where Ibrahim has stopped. This is what is next. Give clear action lines, and that will actually make a better communication gap for you.
Okay, thank you so very much. Now, over to Josh. 1 minute.
Okay. 1 minute to do justice, but not a problem. Number one, ability to listen. You must be able to listen very well. Communication is two ways. You listen and you communicate excellently. Yeah, maybe subsequently, but when it comes to communication, it's not just the spoken words, even the signals, right? Body language. You also need to consider that. It's very, very important. Yeah, and then when you are communicating, are you communicating value? Yeah, you must, in your communication, you communicate value. But basically, ability to listen very well is even ranked highest, because if you cannot listen very well, it's not about what you say. So ability to listen very well and to communicate value and clearly. Accent is nothing. That's the truth. But clarity is number one. You can use accent and zzz, but are you communicating very clearly? Thank you, guys.
Wow. Thank you so very much. Okay, Dr. Ojo, 1 minute.
Okay, so for those that are here, I think there are talents that are here. So I think I want you to go on your Google or YouTube or iTunes or whatever and search for Think Fast, Talk Smart by Matt Abrams. MATT space ABRAHAMS. Is a strategic communication lecturer at Stanford Graduate School of Business. All right. So I listened to that podcast on my way to the United States from Europe. I had to listen to it 2 times. All right, because it was very, very impactful. You talk about communication and why it is important. All right. We said someone.
Once you type it on Google, it will bring it out. Just say
think fast, talk smart. Think Fast, Talk Smart podcast by Matt Abrams.
Yes.
Matt Abrams. He's going to bring it out once you put that there, right? All right. So you talk about that, right? So when you talk about communication, the first thing you must first focus on, right, is ability to connect. All right. I know that even before I listened to that podcast, but that podcast go deeper into other things. That's why I'm recommending it. All right. So connect. No matter what you are saying, no matter how valuable it is, no matter how the other person is listening, if you don't connect, you're just, I don't want to say wasting time, but it's not communication. All right. You have to connect. All right. Because when you connect, and that connection is not just physical, it's like, it's more of I don't want to say spiritual, but whatever. You have to connect for them to get what you are saying. All right. And then when you connect and they get what you are saying, then, and if you now communicate value, then it will make sense and it go a long way. All right. So concise, clear, two-way, and they must be able to understand what you are saying, because what you are saying can have multiple meanings and they depend on their perspective and their background. So you have to make sure your communication is such that when you communicate, you can ask questions and stuff like that to make sure it's what you are saying that they are hearing, and the meaning that you give what you are saying, it is their meaning. They could hear what you are saying, they can say it back. But what about the meaning? Is the meaning you are giving to your communication, is it the same meaning that they have? Is the value that you are communicating, is it the same value that they also grasp, or it means something different to them too? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much. Lastly, we want everyone to use 30 seconds now to talk about problem-solving ability and accountability. That's where we end the show today. Problem-solving ability and accountability. So I think, Emmanuel, you go first. What employers in the global north are looking for with respect to problem-solving ability and accountability? Thank you. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Okay, so for one, I think the idea of a business is that there is a problem and a business stands in to solve that problem. So a business is generally a problem-solving venture. You cannot come into an organization of that regard and then not have the necessary skills to operate in that organization in that regard. So problem solving in the sense that things always come up from the management to the employees, that's from the employer to the employees, and from the employees to the clients and other factors, maybe like shareholders, stakeholders, investors, and all. There will be constant communication, and because of that, there will be constant clashes of interest, conflicts of interest. The ability to manage all this properly, to find the right response, the right actions to take, to communicate these problems effectively and find the right actions to take is a very important skill. I think even in project management, it's a very important skill. Even this is where your discretion also matters as well, to be able to research, look through all your options. Okay, based on the vision of this organization, based on the principles, based on the culture, this is the best decision to take. This is the problem, this is the best decision we can take. And the output will be something that will be agreed upon by management because of the amount of research that has been done to come to that conclusion. So that's what I have to say on that.
Okay, thank you. Now over to Josh.
Okay, problems in 30 seconds. Yeah, Emmanuel, you spend like 4 minutes, but it's fine. Okay, but it's fine. Yeah. The truth of the matter is that before you are employed, there's a problem. There's a problem, and they want you to come and solve the problem. And you must be a problem solver. You must have that trait, because before you can solve problem, you cannot give what you don't have. In terms of solving problem, maybe it's a profit problem, maybe it's a whatever. For a particular role or a company, there's a problem that they want you to come and address before they employ you. So it is expected you must be a person of problems. You have that problem solving capacity for you to be able to solve that problem. And in terms of accountability, if you're not accountable, you can't solve any problem. You need to be accountable. That is the truth. Thank you, guys.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's you see what we're talking about. That's from Wharton. That's from Wharton, and what's the other school? Harvard. You can only get that from Wharton and Harvard Business School. Josh happens to be an alumni of Harvard and Wharton Business School, so he's really giving us the punchline tonight. And I want to believe that if you are coming across this live stream maybe now or after now, I will implore us to settle down and look at some of these points that have been highlighted with respect to what employers in the global north are looking forward to seeing during the selection process for those of you that want to work remotely. Okay, we'll just end it up with Dr. Ojo, your contribution with respect to those two factors in
30 seconds?
Yes.
All right. So when you give me such a question, I give me 30 seconds. All right. I will do my best.
In Nigeria, they say how now, as how now.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to time myself because I need to actually start. So, okay. All right. So number one, employee. What are you looking for? There's a reason why you're seeking the employment, right? You want money, you want career fulfillment, satisfaction, growth, pay, fair compensation, and all of those. Great. So you must know that, right? Two, employer also has what they are looking for. They are looking for such a candidate that can solve problem. Because like they said, there's a problem in the organization. Every organization has a problem that they want to solve. All right. So they are looking for that candidate that can contribute their quota of solution to solving that organizational problem. All right. So, and some organizations are looking for ways to improve their process. All right. Some are looking for how to serve their customer better. All right. Maybe some organizations are looking for employees that can contribute meaningfully in terms of values, that can engage, productively, and capable of engaging others. Maybe some organizations could be looking at for employee that maybe can help them attain productivity. All right, scale their product or scale their organization, market them to the world. So everybody has what they are looking for. All right, so you must know what you are looking for and also know what the employer is looking for. All right, so you have to be able to marry both together. Does that make sense?
Very well. Very well.
All right. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. Dr. Ojo, in the US, I think 60% of the leading brand, they are being headed or being run by veterans. At the time, if I'm still correct, Dr. Ojo, most of the businesses, maybe it's changing now, maybe it's changing because of tech and all that. The veterans, those guys who have retired from, they are highly respected because of the training they have. They turn around businesses. So it's a pleasure and it's a real privilege to have you in our midst. And we appreciate you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all.
Okay. I also want you guys to appreciate Jim Barak. I don't know why he's not coming online. He has been sending in chat and the likes, and he has been following through all the way. So okay.
And again, the Cetros.
Yes,
yeah, Deep Talent platform. We are all aware of it. We've invested in it. The platform is excellent and is still improving. It's ready for the world. And I don't want it to be seen as if, okay, we are contributing to our motherland from Africa. But the platform is ready, is fully deployed, and I want it to be our collective responsibility to make sure that it's a huge success. Yeah, we can be taking this, it's good, but I want it to be our responsibility to be a huge success that will be part of what we leave behind for the world. That will be, I'm not doing it because of money, but Africa, every now and then, everybody understand that the talents are enormous in Africa, but those restrictions, right? And that's part of what the Deep Talent we want to bring the talent, we want to connect them directly to the global economy. And I want all of us on this platform, not just on this platform, to see how we can push this brand and attain the whole essence. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Thank you so very much. Before I round off totally this night, I want the most beautiful lady beside me here to just say a closing word.
Okay.
She's stripping for me. You can see her looking at me.
So I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been on this live stream section today. It's been an impactful and educative word. And I want to say to applicants and talents out there, please do find out time to go through all that being said, because these are hands-on experiences that that will really help you in whatever role you want to take up in the global north. And do take out time to visit www.deeptalentplatform.com, either as an IRA or as a talent. We've got you covered. All that you need to succeed is right there on that platform, and so many things that it's a total human capital infrastructure that's on that platform. So please do make our time to log on to www.deeptalentplatform.com. I tell you, can never be the same after encountering that platform.
And remember the fact that for those of you that are talents applying to work remotely, we have a page. We have what's it called? A page assigned for assisting you in rebranding your CVs so that you can be listened to, so that you don't get to shut the door after attempting to open it once. So reach out to us. We'll guide you on that, and so many other assistance that we are rendering on that platform. Reach out to us, and we'll get you totally well informed. Now, by way of conclusion, we ended up with these two factors that IRAs are looking forward to in talent that are applying for remote jobs from the global south. And as such, we are talking about accountability and problem solving. Problem solving comes with accountability. If you are coming in, you want to work remotely, you must have at the back of your mind that you are coming to solve a problem. And if you are coming to solve a problem, you must own that problem so that you can be able to provide solutions to that problem. That is what IRAs are actually looking for, not just an empty pack of paper called CV or resume without the action plan to provide value in exchange for the payment that is coming. Because I need to address this, because large numbers of talent from the global south, they kept on flocking the airwaves with their CVs. But when it comes to actually solving the challenge that you are applying for in terms of role, over 90% of them are not actually ready. And that is why at Deep Talent, we are only presenting 1% of the best to the global IRAs. So if this is you, kindly log on to www.deeptalentplatform.com and let us start the journey with you. And if you know anyone that is looking for job opportunities or looking for where to hire the best of talent across the globe, you can also reach us on that platform. We have both for IRAs and for companies that are looking for smart, intelligent chaps to hire across the globe. With this, we've come to the end of tonight's live stream. I want to say thank you so very much. Don't forget to like this live stream. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button. Click on your notification button so that whenever we come online, you can be
Okay, I think hello.
Yeah, I think we lost them.
Yeah, I think we lost them. That's global south for you. So I want to say thank you for your time and your contribution. We appreciate you. And this is where we have come to the end of the the podcast. So thank you very much. Dr. Ojo, like Setro said, he will structure a meeting whereby we'll sit down and look at possibilities. Yeah, we'll look at possibility. I think we'll talk to him so he understands your schedule, and I think we should make it happen as quickly as possible. Thank you. Ibrahim, are you there? Okay, it's myself, Dr. Ojo, and Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you are here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much. Good night. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you,
All
Doctor.
right, bye. Bye.
Yeah.